Hi, it's me, Selena Santos, and today I'm going to be going over why kids should learn how to cook. So, by a show of hands, how many of you guys have seen Chop Jr., MasterChef Jr., or Chop Jr.? You, sir, what have you seen?
MasterChef Jr. and Chop Jr.
And you, ma'am, what have you seen?
I've seen Chop Jr. and MasterChef Jr.
I've seen Chop Jr. too. What I like about these shows is that it's basically a little 11-year-old kids to 14-year-old kids cooking these big fancy meals out of the ingredients that they're given. You know what I mean? So how many of you guys know how to cook? What do you know how to cook?
A sandwich.
A sandwich. And you, Milagros, what do you know how to cook?
I know how to cook grilled cheese and eggs.
Grilled cheese and eggs? I know how to cook lasagna. I know how to make enchiladas, nachos, chalupas. I know how to make basically everything. So, I have a joke for y'all guys. Did you hear about the Italian chef who died? You never saw such a thing. Okay, so today I'm going to convince you why cooking at home is easier than eating out. I bet some people never actually really thought about cooking at home because they think that eating at restaurants is cheaper, right? Well, you are slightly correct. Luckily for you, I'm going to be telling you 3 reasons why it's important to cook at home. First of all, cooking at home is cheap and healthier. We all know that, right? The second reason is cooking at home teaches your child a skill they can use throughout their lives. And third and final reason is it helps your child improve their reading and math skills. I found this information on backtothebooknutrition.com. So let's move on to the first one. First of all, we all know cooking at home is cheaper and easier, right? Well, I found this information on sciencedaily.com. When you cook at home, you get to see all the ingredients used in your food. For example, like I have a picture of all these fresh foods. You don't have to complain about anything not being cooked right because you're the one cooking it. Everything is fresh because you purchased it, hand-picked and everything. And plus, if you make a whole bunch of food, you can eat it for the next day, your leftovers. So, for example, and it saves you money. Here's a picture of mine. For example, if you were to get a dinner chicken sandwich with a side of vegetables at, let's say, Chick-fil-A, just because it has that name brand Chick-fil-A, it'll come out to $18. Ridiculous, isn't it? Well, if you were to cook at home with the ingredients you bought at the store, it would come out to $5. That's what a bag of chicken costs. I know, because I cook chicken. But the only reason why many people maybe don't want to cook at home is because you end up with dirty dishes. So you ensure that your family gets a fresh and wholesome meal. With a home-cooked meal, it helps you live longer and makes your family happy. A benefit that comes from home-cooked meals is that you are less likely to consume sugars and all that gross processed food. For example, I used to work at McDonald's and we used to make the eggs. They weren't real eggs, they were powdered eggs. So it's like water and powder, and then you mix it up and then it makes those eggs, for the biscuits and everything. Well, where I found the information about you are more likely to consume less sugars and all that gross processed food was on www.fix.com. So, eating at home is cheaper and healthier because you have a family and that's happy with your home-cooked meals and you get to live longer. So, the second reason is it teaches them a skill so they'll never go hungry. With this being said, a bunch of kids nowadays don't know how to cook because they are more focused on the internet. About 53% of millennials say they eat at restaurants at least once a week. Isn't that crazy? Well, I found this information on www.marketwatch.com. For example, here's a picture of my little brother. He's 15 years old and he doesn't know how to cook eggs. I know, it's embarrassing. So, the reason he says that he doesn't know how to cook eggs or he never wants to learn is because he's afraid of the stove and he's afraid that he's going to burn himself. I always end up cooking eggs for him anyways because I'm a good sister. So, when kids learn to cook, it helps them gain skills to get ready for the real world. For example, let's say the parents leave to do errands and won't come back till late at night. Well, the kids have a whole refrigerator stocked to themselves and they know how to cook. They'll cook themselves a whole meal so they won't go hungry and starve. Kids should always learn to cook because it gets them ready for them to be on their own so they'll never go hungry if they're left alone. My third reason is it helps them practice their reading and math skills. When a child begins learning how to cook, it immediately helps them with their reading and math skills because they start learning how to read recipes, how to read temperatures and measurements. I got this information on www.sciencing.com. Here's a picture of these measuring cups. I use these every day when I cook. I cook cakes and brownies and cookies and, all that junk food. And here are these recipes. This is a recipe for a nice enchilada dinner, and this is a recipe for scrumptious berry tarts. I've actually really cooked this before, and it's really, really good. So, kids learn to see how much of ingredients to use and how long to cook their food for. I would say cooking is very helpful because not only are you teaching them how to cook, but you're improving their real-world skills. Cooking helps kids with reading and math skills. It makes them learn things at such a young age that they'll need later on in their adult life. In the end, I went over 3 things today. I went over how cooking is cheap and healthier. Cooking teaches your child a skill they can use throughout their lives, and that cooking helps you improve your child's reading and math skills. With this information that I have provided you today, I hope that you take this advantage to teach someone how to cook or share your skill. I have a picture of the brother and sister cooking cookies together. She's teaching him, and then I have a mother teaching her daughter how to cook. Nobody should go hungry just because they don't know how to cook. In the end, I want to thank you and remember to always cook healthy foods so you can live longer.